end of this song.
What has come to be known as the Nipplegate case, it arose from the 2004 Super Bowl with the halftime show performance by Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake. Very memorably, at the end of that performance, Justin sings the lyrics, "Going to have to be naked by the end of this song," reaches over and grabs the outer part of Janet Jackson's bustier, pulls it off, revealing her breast. For 9/16 of a second, it became a case because it was during the Super Bowl and you have nudity on television, and there are FCC rules against indecent television. People in Congress were going nuts.
You knew what you were doing. You knew what kind of entertainment you're selling. And you wanted us all to be abuzz, here in this room and on the playground in my kid's school, because it improves your ratings, it improves your market share, and it lines your pockets.
The FCC jumped on its enforcement horse, and within less than 24 hours had sent the CBS network a demand letter to investigate what had happened with Nipplegate. They were really intent on going after CBS. It took the FCC less time to do this decisive action than it took for the United States to declare war on Japan after Pearl Harbor. Where was I during all of this? Well, I didn't see the actual event, but I remember the very next day when my clock radio went off. The story that happened to be on the news at that moment was what happened during the Super Bowl halftime show. And all I could think to myself was, oh shit. And so I got up, went into work, and sure enough, that day I got a call from CBS asking if I would help with the defense of the case. I worked for the next 8 years on a case that arose from an event that lasted 9/16 of a second.
This song.
It was one of those blink and you miss it moments. Most people who were not paying that close attention basically were thinking, what was that? It became the most TiVo'd moment in like TV history, people trying to like go back and see what had just happened. The most searched term on Google at the time. The Drudge Report reported that the CBS network on which the Super Bowl was being broadcast that year planned and was aware of and approved that stunt at the end of the halftime show, none of which was true. I can tell you that I have seen a videotape of that moment more times than any human being ought to have to.
This song.
So I have analyzed it in some detail. I have seen the videotapes from the dress rehearsals, went through the shooting scripts, all of that. None of that ending was either known to CBS or planned.
MTV, CBS, the NFL had no knowledge of this whatsoever.
It became a national emergency for the FCC to assuage Congress and let them know they were going to be on the case, they were going to do something about it. At the time, the chairman of the FCC said they were sharpening their enforcement blade for their indecency rules.
Wow, like we still haven't found the weapons of mass destruction. And everybody cares about this.
And so they imposed a fine on the CBS network of $550,000 for that 9/16 of a second. And then the lawyers I worked with and I were able to get the court to reverse the fine, and the FCC had to pay CBS back.
This too shall pass, don't worry about it, you know, I've seen worse things. I said, Janet, I once, you're too young to remember, but I once watched the Oscars with David Niven on it, and a naked man came running across, streaking. Now, he didn't get there on his own. That was organized, but they didn't say much about that. I'll just say that much.